Crestone, Colorado. Beautiful, spiritual, and a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, my first introduction to Crestone was in the documentary Love Has Won, The Cult of Mother God. And while drinking colloidal silver until I turned blue did not appeal to me, they kind of really hyped up Crestone within the first 10 minutes of that documentary. Little hippie me was entranced by the quirky adobe buildings, the rainbow iridescent clouds hanging over the valley. I had about a week until I had to go back to court in Denver, so I made my pilgrimage down to the promised land in hopes of finding an adventure and maybe a cult. On my drive down too, I watched this other piece of Crestone hype media called A Place of Heart. It explained the spiritual origins of the area, essentially a patchwork of mostly Eastern religions resting in the foothills of the Sangre de Cristos, or Blood of Christ mountains. And look, the landscape earns it. There's something undeniably powerful here. The wide valley floor, towering mountains. But yes, it is just a bunch of white people. The Indian temple I went to even, only person I saw working there, or the only person in general, was white. The demographic here is starkly and aggressively Caucasian and a little bit older. They mention this land having a strong history of Native Americans. Well, where are they? I hate that shit. The whole spiritual, our native ancestors sought spiritual guidance from these very lands, and there is not a single one in sight. The closest actual reservation, being Ignacio, Colorado, near where I was in my last video, is a couple hours out. I digress. I start my journey south to the Great Sand Dunes National Park. This time of year, the snowmelt creates this creek called Madonna Creek, which stretches to the main parking lot. It wasn't there, so I drove my van down this primitive road and hiked into where the creek was. And baby, she was looking meek. That was a dribble. The lack of snowfall continues to disappoint me in a variety of ways. I didn't end up hiking the sand dunes, as I had done that the last time I went out, and holy, hiking on the sand dunes is so hard. Every step forward negotiates two backwards. And last time I did the sand dunes, it was a fucking day trip. So I wanted to do that hike for sunset before driving the 3.5 hours back to Denver. But at the tippy top of those dunes, the wind goes crazy and the sand just stings your eyes. Look at me in this video. I look somewhere between violently ill or just fucking greened out. My next stop was Zapata Falls, which is normally either a gorgeous frozen ice sculpture or a powerfully flowing waterfall about a mile hike into the mountains. When I showed up, it was a fucking zoo in that parking lot. The overflow lot was full. I look on all trails. That waterfall is looking meek as well. Hell no. I instantly bail because I'm not trying to do this hike with everyone and their mom. And as I leave, I see a fucking bus full of children pull up. Hell no, reprise. I'm out. I'm in my mid-afternoon slump. So I go and I grab a lovely latte from Ruby Rose Cafe. Not the actress. I don't really know who they named it after. Maybe they really did fuck with Orange is the New Black. And I also stopped by this cutesy little crystal and art store called Sarah's Living Room. I look at a bunch of gorgeous crystals that I could not afford, and I chat with Sarah, who is a previous van lifer whose van kicked the bucket out here, and she opened up shop in less than a year, so we love a resourceful queen. I then arrived at my next destination, the UFO watchtower. This thing just looks like somebody projectile vomited a bunch of alien shit onto a field, and I love it. Not only did I get to soak in the views of the quote-unquote garden, but you can actually camp here. And listen, I planned this out perfectly. The area is in a dark zone, so you can see so many stars, and I came on a new moon. So I was seeing some freaky astral shit tonight. But first it was snack and nap time because I'm a child. Not even my yum latte can keep me up, and I wake up and I go sunbathe on the roof of my van. And guess what I see? The fucking rainbow clouds. They're real. They're real. It's a phenomenon called cloud iridescence. It occurs when the sun rays hit the cloud at a nice angle at the optimal altitude. I was really feeling the magic of this place in the moment, chilling at the UFO watchtower looking at rainbow clouds. Did I take drugs? Not yet. In the meantime, I had a little bit of chocolate. Some fuckasses decided to pull up right next to my campsite, even though almost the entire row was empty. I ended up moving a couple spots down, and once the sun set, I set up shop on the roof of the van. I don't have a nice camera or nothing, but the stars were out. I put on one of my favorite sets, Rufus the Soul Joshua Tree, and I melted into the stars. It was truly serene. And I was just so appreciative and full of gratitude that night. Day 1 was living up to Mother God standards, and day 2 I was equally as excited for. It was time to drive into the hills of Crestone and check out some temples. Your girl practices Kriya Yoga, and unfortunately there is no Kriya Yoga temple out here, but the 2 I checked out were of Karma Yogic belief and Zen Buddhism. I also tried a temple called Vajravidya, but that was the first one I tried, and they were closed, and I was scared to knock. So the second temple I pulled up to was the Karma Yoga Temple. I spent a month in India a year or so ago, so anything that resembles that just gives me great joy. This place was dope. They had a little shop where I bought some mala beads and chatted with the employee. White old, as I was saying. But they did have some Native American art here, swag. The temple itself was gorgeous and empty. They host group meditation and kirtan, which is like a fun little sing-along here. Karma Yoga is very devotional to the yogic tradition and service-based. And they also had a painting of me on the front of the temple, which was very thoughtful. Next was the Zen Center. And I was definitely not supposed to be here. I walked in on a private retreat. The grounds were gorgeous, and many people, old, white, were doing a slow walking meditation along the paths of the campus. I was caffeinated as fuck, and I was kind of zooming around, so I definitely stuck out. I hope I didn't kill the vibe too much. I then walk into the dome they have on site. The remnants of a meditation practice remained, and a couple stragglers. Aesthetically, I really do prefer the Indian temple. To me, spirituality is bright, colorful, and psychedelic. And when I started meditating, my focus was on the emptiness or the minimalism. But as I've explored deeper, the vibrancy has really showed through. And to me, Indian temples really reflect that. Anyways, I took a break in my exploration to do some chores in Alamosa. Drove my ass down there, which is about an hour away, did laundry, grocery shop, and then I tried to find a gym to shower. Pro tip, do not do this on a Sunday. Holy fuck. I went to 3 different gyms to try to get a day pass. They were either closed, as not stated online, or I already needed the membership. So then I drove all the way back to the dunes because the Oasis campground has showers I could buy. That closes at 5 and I got there at 5:15. I'm kind of pissed off, so I say fuck it and I just drive back to Crestone to my new camp spot and I take a little bird bath in the sink. As you can see from this video, look at my fucking hair. It didn't work. Anyways, the next couple days, I worked remotely from this beautiful camp spot, did a lot of yoga and meditation, and I just chilled with Gabby. I'll say it, after 2 days, you run out of things to do around here, which I feel like is kind of the point. Crestone as a whole is a retreat space to escape the external noise and connect with nature and source much deeper than yourself.
Crestone is a place for most people to come for a short time, for longer retreats, but it's really not a place for too many people to live permanently. If everybody did, it wouldn't be what it is. I think of these people who come and visit Crestone for a myriad of reasons and what happens when they take their experience back out into the world.
So what am I taking away? No cult for me. But I was reminded of the beauty that lies within these small, quirky towns in Colorado. Most of the small towns in Washington where I'm from, everyone is sad and or on uppers, but out here, everyone is on some type of spiritual shit that I fuck with. An eclectic combination of religion and beliefs, but they're all woven together by the mountains. And the mountains don't care whether you call it God, consciousness, source, energy, or just silence. Although I wish there were more yoga classes, or showers, be it. The life of the community was created through the consummation of 2 opposites. People and nature, the science and the mystic, and the outer and inner worlds of us all. Until next time, Crestone, I'm gonna go take a fucking shower. But here's a life update to close this out. Hey, life update time. I still don't really have a voice. It's been a week. It's probably because I keep buying Camel Crushes, and it's really just the scarcity mindset that I have, which is One of the stupidest sentences I've ever said in my entire life. But Denver has a ban on menthol. Every time I go to a gas station, walk in to use the bathroom, get a snack, I'd see those Camel Crushes. I bought a pack, saw some friends, gave them that pack. The next day I bought another pack. And then I saw one of the same friends and I gave her that pack. It's it and you wonder why I still don't have my voice. But I'm working on it. I currently am going through withdrawals. It's just hard when I go to a festival because I'm hitting everybody's vapes. I'm a little mooch, and then when you know I'm addicted to nicotine again. But I've quit nicotine like 6 times within the past 12 months. This is nothing new. I am currently just detoxing it from my body, which makes me just really sleepy. Really sleepy, a little irritable, but I know what to expect. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna be a bitch about it. If I could start again, I can quit it again. Since I saw you last, I guess I didn't really give too much of a debrief of the festival. The festival was so great. It was fairly small, very chill, homie fest. Big group with all of my friends, and I was just having a fucking great time. I've been feeling lonely the past couple weeks, so being with my people, I just felt electric. I felt so alive. Loved having the van because I was able to chef up for people. I made people a bunch of grilled cheese. All the random little shit that people would not bring to a festival, I had. Small little nail scissors, multiple ways to jump a car, random articles of clothing. Baby, I got my full closet in here. You need pants? I got you. You need a sweatshirt? Don't worry. Have it. Just fucking have it. That felt really good, and I'm so excited to take this bad boy to more festivals. I really wanted to work the Oregon Country Fair, and I tried to make a post to see how to work it or how to volunteer for it, but my post got rejected in the Facebook group. So I don't really know how to do that, and I don't know if I can justify paying for it because 2 weeks later I do want to go to Shambhala up in Canada, and it would be way harder to work that one because you need a work visa and blah 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 blah. And also Shambhala would just be one that I really would just want to enjoy. But with the van, festivals are just next level. I'm getting 6 hours of sleep a night. I am fucking comfortable. I'm eating good food. I'm eating the food that I'm eating normally during the week. A bitch went to Costco and got a bunch of eggs. I'm eating those eggs. Yeah, festival was great. And then I came back for court. That didn't work out, which was very unfortunate. I'm not going to give up just yet. I was pretty upset about it after it happened because it really just... It was more so just because I got my hopes up about the service. Because of somebody lying, it got taken away from me, and that just grandly pissed me off, like obtusely pissed me off. But I was okay after that. I saw a friend in Fort Collins I haven't seen in a while. We got some dinner. I car camped in his apartment parking lot. It's when I got my first Camel Crushes, just chain smoking like a fucking loser. Next day, I went into Denver in the Low-High area. There was a super cute bar. Of course, I took no pictures. I feel so weird vlogging with people I know and like just people in general. So I took some real shit videos at the brewery and shit. Saw my friends. That was great. Wednesday, I met a friend that I actually hadn't met in person before. She was the one I reached out to when I was getting help, when the whole restraining order process was starting. And she ended up being such a fucking queen. And I've been so excited to meet her. And I finally did, and she's amazing. So we went to this breathwork class up in Boulder, I guess more so Longmont, on this farm. It was a really great experience. I haven't done a breathwork class in so long. So that was great. And then I camped out pretty north of Denver, kind of in between Boulder and Arvada. There's a lot of nature, a lot of groundhogs that were just cracking me up. They're so animated and silly. And there was like a metric fuck ton of them out there. You remember that show Meerkat Manor? I can't believe they made an entire show about fucking rodents. But they did, and I get it. They're funny. Gabby saw a cow for the first time. She was shook. I wish I could have brought her out to go actually see the cow, but I know she would not want to do that because she is a girl that is very cautious. But just the look on her face was hilarious. Friday, I was hanging out in the city in Denver near Cheeseman Park, if anybody knows where that is. I witnessed a car crash. I had to call 911. I've never called 911 before. Then I saw 2 more almost car crashes, and I was just tweaking having my van out there. Luckily, I parked it near Cheeseman. There's a bunch of just like gorgeous like mansions that I'm jealous of whoever gets to inherit that. I was about to just walk that block back and forth waiting to find somebody to catch my eye just so I can get in on that good because holy fuck, they're in the city but they're next to the park, but they're gated, but they're gorgeous. Beautiful block with a lot of overhanging trees. So I parked there and I went to my favorite yoga class in Denver. Got my eyebrows done so they're still a little irritated. And then I started to make my trek down to Crestone, but I didn't make it too far. I ended up staying the night in Buena Vista because I got tired. My circadian rhythm, man, I woke up at 7 a.m. today, which this is 26, baby. This is adulthood, I guess. But I'm not used to that. It feels really strange for me because I'm a bit of a night owl, but not really anymore. Not really anymore. Yeah, you saw what happened in Crestone, so just wanted to give a little life update to let you know where I'm at. I'm going to be leaving for a work trip soon, but I do have Memorial Day weekend where I want to scheme up a little bit of a, I don't know, a little trip. We'll see, or I might just chill. After Memorial Day weekend, I have 2 weeks of work trip, and then I want to make my way to California and actually start this fucking trip and not do so much back and forth. My next court date is May 21st. I hope I can serve the person by then. But if not, I may just have to fucking give it up. Which is really frustrating and really highlights the American legal system. As I've preached in every video, the onus is put on the person that experienced stalking to stalk the person, find the person to serve them, and they could just evade service. There's no consequence for evading service. I know this person could say, oh, I've been on a road trip, blah, blah, blah. But I made it very clear to this person that this is going to happen and they need to be served, and they've chosen to turn off their location, not share their plans with anybody, delete their fucking Instagram and shit. Just want to be done with this. I hate that I have to keep tabs on this person and it brings me so much stress. And it has already delayed my trip and my adventures in this van. Luckily, like, I live in beautiful Colorado, so I'm out here in fucking Crestone still, and it's amazing. So I can't really complain that my plans have changed. Yes, they're different, but they've still been fucking fantastic. I'm just excited to make my way up to Washington, which has been my goal for a while for the summer. I'll get there in August, maybe a bit of July. We'll see. If I can't make this work now, I may just have to drop the case, which makes me feel really uneasy, but that's life. I got my gun. Baby, I've been practicing, so. If the court system can't defend me, I'll fucking defend myself, all right? This is America. There's my Second Amendment right. Okay? This country is so fucked up, man. This country is so weird. Anyways, that was my check-in. If I go on a little adventure for Memorial Day weekend, I'll vlog it. And I hope you like this vlog. It was a little bit more of a narrative, a little bit less of just a stream of consciousness through my explorations through Crestone. Still kind of was. Still had to hit you at the end with my endless rambling. So thanks for following along if you followed along. No need, really. These are mostly just for me. But it's fun to share these with other people just in case it does resonate with somebody. So yeah, see you next time.